Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial from photoshopisfun.com. Now, one of the projects I've been working on recently is food photography for a chef who is putting out a cookbook, a desserts cookbook to be specific. And as you probably know, it's the optics or the visuals that actually sell a cookbook. And so, what I've been commissioned to do is basically take food and photograph it in interesting ways and, make it as vibrant and delicious as possible. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm just going to walk you through the quick treatment process that I use for this particular image to show you, again, some of the power of Photoshop, just using really simple techniques and the basic tools. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you where we started. So I'm going to turn off the top layer here, which is the final version, and show you what came out of the camera. So this is exactly what came out of the camera. You can see the image itself is a lot more flat. It doesn't have the vibrant color of the pie itself, the orange, and there's some imperfections in the crust and then some other little artifacts that we'll go ahead and clean up as we go through this process. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the top layer. And then we'll go ahead and just basically and I'll get rid of this as well. And then we'll just rebuild this into a final version. So the first thing I'm going to do is duplicate my background layer. And I can do that by Control-J or Command-J on a Mac, or just by dragging it down to the new layer icon. And the reason why I do that is so that we have the source image or the original image to compare the new one against. And that just gives us kind of a gauge to know where we're at and whether or not we went too far with our treatments. Okay, so when I look at this image, the first thing I notice are these air pockets here, and they're visual distractions for me, so I want to clean those up. And I'm going to do that with the spot healing brush tool. It'll work perfect for this type of application. So I need a brush that is just slightly larger than the area I'm cleaning up. So in this case, about right there, and then I just click. And I'm going to shrink my brush down for this, and then I'm just going to go through this whole piece and clean up these areas. And then I will come back and look at the rest of the image. Okay, and that pretty much does it for that piece. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to go back to the slice of the pie, and I'm going to clean up some crumbs that I see here. Some of this cream that kind of spilled over, I'm going to clean that up. And then next I'm going to go down, actually there's some stuff here in the crust I want to get as well. A few spots in there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to go through the plate. I see a couple of crumbs that could be cleaned up. Something right in here. Spot there. There's a little spot here on the table that keeps distracting me, and then a little color bleed up there. Okay, so for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this image. So next, what I'm going to do is move to adding the orange color back into the pie itself. And to do that, I'm going to use a really simple masking technique. So the first thing I need to do is create a new layer, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on the new layer icon. And you can see up here it's the new layer, and I'm just going to label this orange. And then next what I want to do is select my color, my orange color. Now in this case I'm going to use this one right here. I already have it selected here as my foreground color. And then I want to click on the paint bucket tool, and on that new layer I'm just going to basically paint the entire layer by clicking in it with orange. And then what I want to do is I want to go ahead and mask that layer. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down the Alt key and then click on the mask icon. And what that does is it automatically adds a mask to that particular layer. You can see it over here in the layers panel. Now where the black is, I want to make sure that that's selected. And then I want to click on a brush. And I want to make sure that I have a soft brush. You can see that the hardness is turned down. And I want to make sure that white is my foreground color so that I can start to paint that orange back in. And what I'm going to do is basically just go around the entire pie, and I'm going to add the orange color in, and then we will fine tune it to get the look that we want. Okay, so there we have it. We have the orange applied to where the orange should be. Now what we need to do is just fine tune it down to the right color. So how to do that is I'm going to use my opacity slider, and I'm going to basically just start turning down the orange until I get the color that I'm after. You can see right away that down here in the teens is probably where I'm going to land. Let's go with 15%. And I'm going to compare it to the original to make sure it's not too ridiculous. And I would say that that's actually about perfect. And of course I know that because I've already done this, and I'm just recreating it for you. So there you have it. Next I'm going to hold down Control, Alt, Shift, and then E. And what that'll do is it'll take all the layers and build them into, or collapse them into a single layer and basically build a new layer using all three of those. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off these two so that I have the final version here and then the original to compare it to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that by turning it on and off. And right away you can see what a difference just some easy and relatively simple steps make when you are applying them to a photograph, especially food photography. So that's it. If that's too orange, what I would do is just throw this away and then turn these ones back on, and then turn my orange down a little bit more. Actually, I probably would keep it around 12 now that I've seen it again. And then finally what I would do is, again, I would build a new layer by holding down Control, Alt, Shift, and then E. And then I'm going to add a vignette to finish this picture off. And to do that, I am going to go ahead and go up to Filter and select Camera Raw Filter. Now I'm using the Creative Cloud version of Adobe Photoshop, so I have that as an option. If you're not, then you won't have that as an option up there, and you'll have to watch one of my other vignetting videos to see how to do that a different way. But using the Camera Raw feature, I'm going to go ahead and select the FX tab here, and then I can just start to add a vignette really nicely to the edges. And I would probably do something like that and then click OK. And there you have it. There is the final version, and this is where we started. And as you can see, it's much more visually attractive and more likely to entice the consumer to purchase the recipe book. So until the next time, happy photoshopping.